All right, guys, we're back today with a mock draft. We know how much you love mock drafts. Let's go. Today, we're doing a 12-team, full PPR, 2 receiver, 2 running back, and a flex league. Let's get after it, baby.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe across all social media platforms. We love you. Let's mock.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is the Frankly Fantasy Football Podcast. We are your hosts, Frankie and Johnny. Let's do a mock, baby. You ready?
Let's do it, Johnny boy.
All right, we got a mock draft coming for you guys. We're going to be doing a 12-team PPR draft, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a flex and a tight end, 4 bench spots. We don't need to waste a lot of time at the end of the draft. Just want to give you guys a good idea what this is going to look like. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pop the board up here. Let's get it rolling. All right, drafting out of Sleeper, which we like to do, seems to be the best platform for us. Not a sponsor, not yet anyway,
Not
Sleeper.
yet.
If you can hear us, shout out, Sleeper. Let's go, baby. All right, Frankie's going to be drafting from the number 9 spot. I'm going to be drafting at the 12 on the turn. These are difficult spots. That's why we wanted to do it for you guys. Everybody loves drafting in that top 3 picks. Let's see how difficult things are back here and see what we can do for you. Give you a few tips maybe of what you can do in these spots here. All right, Frankie, you want to get the draft rolling? We ready?
Fired up.
Let's fire it up, baby. Here we go. All right, I love when they do an interesting turn of events. Now listen, I know you're like, oh my God, the bot is an idiot. It drafted Puka 101. Guys, if you've been in fantasy drafts, which I assume you all have, the friends and family leagues, there's always crazy shit that happens. Somebody's going to take their guy like Puka, number 1 overall. So let's take a look here. We got Puka, then Bijan, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamar Chase, JSN, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb. Frankie, you're at number 9. This is where I love all of these guys up to the 8th pick. Then it gets tough. 9 through 12, guys, you got to start going, oh man, already? Really? Teardrops already in the first round? Let's go.
So, John, speaking of that, guys, we're looking at really 2 guys here, in my opinion. It's Jonathan Taylor or it's Justin Jefferson. And you can make an argument back and forth, but knowing that this is only a 2 receiver, not a 3 receiver, but a 2 receiver, and that teardrop from Jonathan Taylor down to really Achane or Cook or Genty for me is just too big. So I'm not going to overthink it. You lock in Jonathan Taylor, the guy who just got extended for the Colts, that workhorse of a back, and you enjoy the fruits of that labor, John.
He just got paid, baby. Yeah. Now, that is the absolute right pick. I mean, when you look at the teardrops from running back after JT is just, he's one of the most important picks in the first round in my mind. Yep. It really is. When you miss out on those big 3, it's JT next, no question. All right, then there you go. JJ right there at number 10. He is creeping up a little bit. I think people are seeing our episode of Kyler Murray and feeling a little bit better about JJ. Then you had James Cook. All right, I'm on the turn. 2 picks in a row here, guys. Now, when you're picking on the turn, don't just go straight off of ADP. Okay, ADP, throw it out the window. It's merely a suggestion because you've got such a long time until your next pick. You need to go get the guys you need right now. So let's take a look here. As far as running back goes, I'm looking at Devon Achane, Ashton Genty, Saquon Barkley, Amarian Hampton. All fantastic guys to anchor your team on. I will probably grab one of those. Receivers, Drake London, A.J. Brown, Rashee Rice. Love those guys too. This is not a spot where I would normally do 2 receivers, just because I know the running back depth drops drastically. Come round 3, I'm not going to have a lot of options, so I have to grab one of these guys. Between Achane, Genty, Barkley, Amarian Hampton, it's really tough here, guys. Yeah, it is. I mean, I kind of scared the shit out of myself with Devon Achane after we talked about Malik Willis. But I think the volume is going to be there. He's been really, really solid with shit quarterback play, with not very many options in the receiving game. I'll take a chance on Devon Achane there. Now, this is a tougher one for me because I'm targeting A.J. Brown everywhere, Frankie. I want his ass so bad. But do I want him more than Drake London?
Mm,
I think I do. And here's
mm,
why. Here's why. I think the New England offense is going to score a lot more. I think they're going to have a lot more opportunity for scoring. And I think the difference of Drake London to a Tua Tagovailoa is massive. So I'm going to go strictly based on how the offenses are, how the offenses score. I think you'll get more opportunity for points out of A.J. Brown. I'm going to go with it. All right. Then we had Ashton Genty and Chase Brown go. Frankie, who are you going to pair up in round 2 with JT?
So this is really interesting, man. And I also do want to just hit on what you said about AJ Brown very, very briefly. Guys, that is the point what Johnny made. When you're at the turn, do not look at ADP. Do not take the guy just because he's right there and he's the number one, because the projected point difference is 3 points between AJ Brown and that of Drake London. So I just wanted to call that out for those listening, viewing, etc. Take your guy. So when we're looking at my spot here, round 2, pick sitting at number 9 overall, guys, it's really interesting. I have Jonathan Taylor. I could go Drake London, who I absolutely love in the second. But there's also a guy here, man, that I am really struggling not to draft, and he keeps crawling up my board. It's another running back, and it's Saquon Barkley. Guys, I think in this new offense, there's no A.J. Brown. You have Sean Mannion in the new style that their scheme that they're implementing. For me, you can't just focus on Jalen Hurts. You can't just put it completely on his back, especially with Devonta Smith and Mekhi Lemon. So for me, man, I think we could see a variation of 2024 Saquon Barkley and not 2025. So I'm locking him in as my RB2.
I'm with you on that. I'm getting more and more into Saquon the more I look into the offense. It is a different offense. It's a different coordinator. Year 2 with this coordinator now. Again, with A.J. Brown not being there, it's going to look very, very different. I was expecting a bit of a regression from Saquon. Anytime you have the carries and the volume, almost every single time, you see a bit of a regression the next year. So I can see Saquon definitely, having a better year than he did last year, but I think he's such a super solid pick. He could creep back up into the top 3-4 running backs this year. So yeah. I actually think it's becoming more of a value for Saquon. So I have no issue where you take him there. All right, then it was Drake London. Somebody got a real good deal on Drake London there. Trey McBride, Omarion Hampton, Rashee Rice, Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, Jeremiah Love, and KW3, Kenneth Walker there rounding out the second round. Coming into round 3, it's Derrick Henry, George Pickens, Josh Allen. There he is, round 3. Nice discipline by this draft. Wait until round 3. Josh Jacobs, Nico Collins, Chris Olave, Bucky Irving, Javonte Williams, and Frankie, you're on the clock. All right, you got some ponies in this stable here, baby, with JT and Saquon. 2 just volume monsters on 2 good teams that will score a lot. Now what are you going to do? Do you feeling you shitting your pants a little bit about your receiver 1?
I am. I'm shitting my pants a little bit because I was actually hoping that Chris Olave or Nico Collins would stretch a bit further because Team 5 already drafted 2 receivers. And then Team 6, I was hoping that he would probably go running back there. So it was really interesting. So this is a really good scenario for you guys to look at and watch. If you are at 9 in a normal league that's PPR from a format standpoint, and you did go running back. Because right now, I mean, man, I'm so tempted to go another running back the way I typically build out my team and for trading and things like that. And if I were to do that, Kyron Williams, Breece Hall, Travis Etienne Jr., those kind of guys, like super interesting. But to show you all, I'm going to go receiver here. But I'm looking at T. Higgins, Teteroa McMillan, Garrett Wilson, Luther Burden. Guys, for me here, I'm actually going to lock in Garrett Wilson. I think that he is a guy that has a high floor, and that's what I'm looking for my receiver 1. I'm not looking for a big ceiling play. I'm looking for somebody who can get real cozy. I know he's a true receiver 1 there, and my hopes is on this back turn here, I can get another stud receiver to go along to kind of pair as a 1A, 1B.
All right, I like it, man. Garrett Wilson, I think, is going to be just a target monster for sure. Kyron Williams, Breece Hall. I was really hoping Kyron Williams would drop to me. Really looking to kind of solidify that running back room. Achane does make me a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. So looking here, I can really do anything I want. I've got a running back and a receiver. I feel pretty good about those guys. You look at tight end, you got Colston Loveland and Tyler Warren there. I like those guys, but it's really going to decimate me when it comes to my next two picks. Receivers, I got T. Higgins, Tetaroa McMillan, Luther Burden. All decent options here. Running backs, Travis Achan Jr., Trevion Henderson, Cam Scattaboo, Quinshon Judkins. So you look at that, that's where the tier really dropped. And after those guys, then you're looking at David Montgomery, Basil Tootin, DeAndre Swift, RJ Harvey. It really drops. So I need to grab one of these running backs. There's no question about it. Question is, who do I want to pair up with Devon Achan? It's going to be Travis Achan Jr., or it's going to be Trevion, or it's going to be Scattaboo. I think those are going to be the big options for me here. I think actually I do want somebody who's going to get a lot of play out of the backfield as far as receiving goes. This is a full PPR, and I've got Achan, so that's monstrous for me. I want another guy like that. I really, really do. And it's going to be Achan or it's going to be Henderson. I think, I've already got A.J. Brown. I don't want to be too loaded up with the same teammates here. I think I'm going to do Travis Achan Jr. I'm going to see how this goes. A bit of a risk here. Let's go with double Achan here, okay? That's what I like. Then we start looking at receiver, and really you're looking at T. Higgins, Tetaroa McMillan for me here. Those are really the two big ones I'm looking at. T. Higgins, again, being a 2. We know who T. Higgins is. It's almost identical, rinse and repeat year after year. Problem is, I don't see huge upside there unless Jamar Chase isn't on the field. Tetaroa McMillan, I do think is going to take a step forward. I really, really like him. I think the ceiling's a little bit limited with him, though. Again, scoring opportunities, Carolina, Bryce Young, how much do you believe in that? If you're looking for volume, though, Ladd McConkey, Zay Flowers, very interesting. I'm actually going to drop a little bit more because I am a believer of this player. Again, I'm dropping 5-6 slots down on the ADP, guys. When you're on the turn, you have to do that, okay? I'm going to go with Devonta Smith. I think his volume this year and his opportunity is going to be, I do think his ceiling is out of control. I think his ceiling is absolutely astronomical. I think he has a good floor just because of the vacated targets with A.J. Brown. You're not going to have Mekhi Lemon, a rookie, come in and take all of those targets away. Devonta Smith is going to be a target monster on a team where there's not a ton of other change. I think it's going to be a very good spot for him. So Devonta Smith, welcome to my team, baby. All right, then we had T. Higgins and Tetaroa McMillan go. Frankie, you're on the clock.
Guys, this is perfect because I was hoping, John, that nobody was going to take this guy. I'm going to go back to the well at receiver. Again, my team is looking at JT, Saquon, Garrett Wilson. And then from a receiver perspective, there's Luther Burden, Laddie, Ibuka, Flowers, Waddle. For me, guys, it's Zay Flowers. Just got paid. I want a piece. And what this really did for me is it made, when I took Saquon at 2, and to get those 2 receivers right there that are of that caliber, knowing they're possession receivers, full PPR, it makes the blanket warm and cozy. I'm not shitting down my pants anymore because now I have the backing here. So for me, I'm locking in Zay.
Great pick. I love it. Matches up well with what you've already drafted. Yeah. All right, as we go through here, we had Luther Burden, Lamar Jackson, Ladd McConkey, Colston Loveland, Devontae Adams, Jamison Williams, Trevion Henderson, Drake May coming in, rounding out the 4th round. 5th round now, Tyler Warren, Quinshon Judkins, Jalen Waddle, Emeka Egbuka, Cam Scat, TMC, Terry McLaurin, David Montgomery, and DJ Moore. Frankie, you're back on the clock. Really disciplined here, man. 2 running backs, 2 receivers. Now at this point, you've got your solid foundation. You can do anything you want. Where are you going to go?
It's wide open, guys. So from a quarterback perspective, there's Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. Love all of that. From a receiver perspective, there's Mike Evans, Carnell Tate, Roma Doomsday. From a running back perspective, you can go Basil Tootin, DeAndre Swift, RJ Harvey. Guys, for me, this is super easy, and I'm not going to overthink it. I want to solidify my flex spot with a stud receiver going to that of the San Francisco 49ers and that of Mike Evans. To have him as my flex, what this gives me the ability to do is he's a floor piece. Then it gives me the ability to do a ceiling piece following him to aid with that flex. So I love this pick to solidify this receiver room.
All right, sounds good. Then we had Basil Tootin, who is a guy I am actually really looking at here, Frankie. I mean,
Yeah.
Basil Tootin to me, I can
Warming
see
up.
him being rookie season Bucky Irving. I mean, that's really, I want Liam Cohen to unlock Basil Tootin this
Yeah.
year. So that's a guy that I'm targeting, but he went right in front of me. Then Jaden Daniels. Okay, so at the turn here, I'm on the 5-6 turn, 2 picks in a row. This is where I'm going to start looking at. I've got 2 running backs, 2 receivers. I feel great about my receivers. I'm okay about my running backs, to be perfectly honest. I'm just okay. Taking a look at what running backs are there: DeAndre Swift, RJ Harvey, Jalen Warren. I think it really starts dropping off here. And I want to get another surefire starter, a guy that I think will be, many times a 3-down back. He's not a ton of competition there, but it is going to be a good offense that is going to score. It's going to be DeAndre Swift. I'm not a huge fan of DeAndre Swift. It's not a guy I typically draft, but as a running back 3, that's where I like him because Travis Etienne Jr., he's a new face in a new place. He's basically an Alvin Kamara-esque guy, younger, with Kamara in the backfield. So that's not a guaranteed workload for Etienne Jr. So I'm a little nervous there. Then, of course, with Devon Etienne, I assume he's going to be very good. I assume it'll look like kind of what it did last year and the year before. Not much else has changed around him other than continuing shitty quarterback. But I need something to solidify a little more coziness in my running back room. DeAndre Swift is going to be on that team. Now I'm going to take a look at something, and again, go get your guy. I love Joe Burrow. He's typically a quarterback I love taking in this range. If I can get him in round 6, I like it. However, because I have Devonta Smith, I'm going to go for a little stack'ems here, guys. If I really believe in Devonta Smith, then I need to believe in Jalen Hurts as well. Jalen Hurts finally had a regression from 14 touchdowns to 8 rushing touchdowns. Can he get back up to 10, 12? I think he can. So I think Jalen Hurts is being slept on a bit. I'm going to bring him on. All right, then we had Harold Fannin Jr. and Carnell Tate. Frankie, you're back on the clock.
I'll tell you what, this is really tough. Like looking at, we're in round 6 here, guys, and I have Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Mike Evans. Love it. But man, is it so hard to sit here and look at Joe Burrow and not want to take him, man.
Exactly.
I got to be honest.
Yeah.
But the thing is there's also Tucker Kraft, there's Kyle Pitts. I do need a tight end. From a running back perspective, you go RJ Harvey, Jalen Warren, Chuba Hubbard. Guys, the problem is I need to start adding more depth to the running back room. But with the running backs and having such a big fall off, I actually think I can wait one more round to come back to continue to get peak value where it's at, which means, do I go Tucker Kraft, Rome Odunze, Christian Watson, or Joe Burrow? I am going to lock in Joe Burrow. I think that is the right pick at the right time. You're not reaching for a quarterback. He fell to you. I can get a backup at this point in time to assist with this. So for me, I'm not reaching. I'm actually hoping that, there's a run, which it looks like there is, which then will bring back a running back to me.
The other thing I love about that, Frankie, is when you're looking at the 2 receivers you were trying to decide between, I mean, these guys have major question marks, by the way. I mean, Christian Watson, his health has always been an issue. They paid him to be an alpha on this team, but we haven't really seen that. We've seen flashes of it. But is that going to be a 6th-round pick that you can put in your flex every week and feel good about? I don't know. Same with Rome Odunze. Luther Burden, Rome Odunze, these are 2 of the most difficult players to project when it comes to fantasy. I think one of them is going to be incredible and is going to be taken in the 3rd, 4th round next year. I don't know who it's going to be. That's the problem. So, yeah, I think it's a much better choice and safer choice. That bottom of a teardrop, massive teardrop at quarterback with Joe Burrow, I think that's the right move for you, man. Good, really smart decision. All right, Frank, you took Burrow. Where are you going to go big? You started a big string of quarterbacks, by the way. I'm really glad I got Jalen Hurts when I did. All right, so where are you thinking about going here, man?
Guys, so I'm going to go back to the well at running back. There was one guy here. There was really 2 that I was hoping was going to be here, and one is. It was Jadarian Price, who's no longer available. He was picked in this round, actually, for Team 3. But it's Ramondre Stevenson. I'm not even going to overthink it. I'm just going to take him. He's my running back 3. And guys, why this is important is because he is absolutely 1B to that of Trevion Henderson. Even some aspects, he tends to lean more 1A. So it's going to be one more year of this split for Trevion and him. I want to capitalize on it and have him as a third option in my stable of running backs.
I love that. Yeah, I think it's a good pick, man. I mean, I'm not a huge Ramondre fan, but again, this is a guy you're going to plug in on bye weeks or injuries
Definitely.
or just a great matchup, and I can't hate that. You got to have depth. All right, now after that we had Laporta taken, we had Michael Wilson taken. I really would have taken a shot on Laporta there. I think he's just a value at this point. I don't love the situation and player. I don't think he's going to be the number one or top three tight end at the end of the year. I just think he's dropped so far that there's so much value there. So I love Laporta at this range, but I did miss out on him here. You're looking at tight ends here. I could look at Gadsden, who I think is really, really good. I love that. Justin Herbert throwing to him. He had an incredible rookie season last year. You got Dalton Kincaid, George Kittle, Turd Ferguson. I can wait on tight ends, guys. Once we get to this point, I'm like, I can wait till later. A lot of these guys are the same. Running backs, Tony Pollard, Rico Dowdle, Kyle Monangai, J.K. Dobbins. I always love getting J.K. Dobbins late in the draft. Receivers here. This is where I would take Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah, for sure.
This is where I would, but do I want a super stack? Do I want Jalen Hurts and both receivers? It was a volatile passing game last year, guys, and I'm not going to put everything in. I love Mekhi Lemon. Had I not taken Devonta Smith, I would have absolutely taken Mekhi Lemon, which leads me to believe now, if I'm in the back of these drafts, I may consider that strategy. If I am looking at getting a bargain on Jalen Hurts like I did, maybe I'll skip out on the Devonta Smith, take somebody else there and get the stack with the second guy with Mekhi Lemon in round 7 or 8 like I can do now. So that's something that's why we do mock drafts. So I may be looking at that in the future saying, maybe I go running back instead of ATN there or HN. Maybe I do a receiver there and come back with a running back where I got Devonta Smith because I can get the stack later with Mekhi Lemon. So think about those kind of things, guys. That's probably where I'm going to analyze this at the end and say, I wish I probably would have done that instead. But let's see who I do have to pick. We've got Parker Washington, Alec Pierce, Jacoby Myers, Chris Godwin. Guys, big drop-off in receivers. Big time drop-off in receivers. But I do need the depth, so I cannot screw around here. I am going to take a chance on Alec Pierce. It's a guy I haven't been drafting in mock drafts. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. They paid this guy, Frankie. I need your advice on this one. They paid him. I loved Alec Pierce last year, but that was because once every other game, he'd grab a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown. Is that a $100 million guy? Is that a guy who's going to become massive volume for this team with Danny Dimes? Don't forget Michael Pittman Jr. is out of there. So we've got some targets here. They've got to funnel to Alec Pierce or to Josh Downs. Tyler Warren, he's going to have an increase of his volume, but it can't be that much increased. He already had massive volume. So are you an Alec Pierce believer? Talk me into taking Alec Pierce here, which, by the way, he'll be one of my flex options.
John, I am an Alec Pierce believer, and I'll tell you why. Because the reason is, you mentioned it, Michael Pittman Jr. is out. Danny Dimes, when he came in and he was on Pat McAfee's show, he actually said, look, I am healed from my injury from last year. He's slinging this ball all training camp. Now, Alec Pierce, again, is nursing his injury. He's coming back. Should look like week 1, maybe it flexes to week 2 or 3. But regardless, when Danny Dimes is in, Alec Pierce is phenomenal. So for me, man, I'm absolutely locking in a guy like Alec Pierce, knowing he's a home run hitter from a flex perspective. The other thing is, you don't necessarily need him to start right away. With you having Achane and DeAndre Swift, technically all of those guys are excellent in PPR. So you could actually start all 3 of those guys, have A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith with your stack with Jalen Hurts. Now you have Alec Pierce as a really sexy, high-flying option. Like, I mean, honestly, man, he could be comparative to that, or compared to that of Christian Watson. And they're really the same player, and you're getting 2 rounds of value on it. So for me, I'm locking in Alec Pierce based on the way your roster is constructed, because you necessarily don't need to start him.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. So I'm absolutely doing that. The other thing I am going to do here is, again, go get your guys. I'm taking the J.K. Dobbins pick here because, again, I'm nervous early on in the season, you know. They've got an excellent schedule. He's going to start the year as the starting back. And if I want to roll him out there in week 1, I think it's a little bit safer option for me. They're favored, I think, in 4 of the first 5 games. So give me JK to start with Achane, and then if I feel like I can bring in Travis Achane and DeAndre Swift, I'm going to do that. Okay. Then Mekhi Lemon, a great pick there, and Dak Prescott. Frankie, you're back on the clock here. You're at the 8.4.
I'll tell you what, man, looking at the squad, guys, I only have 3 receivers. I have 3 running backs, 1 quarterback. I need to go back to the well at receiver here because I do have some really good players. Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Mike Evans, though we know Mike Evans can be injury prone. We've seen Garrett Wilson be injury prone. So I need to add a stable piece. And my gosh, man, when I'm looking at the receivers on the board here, it's Parker Washington, Jacoby Myers, Chris Godwin, Quentin Johnson, Michael Pittman Jr. For me, I'm actually going to take a risk. This is a guy that maybe has the most hype of any guy in the entire offseason. And I'm willing to dive into Liam Cohen's offense. I'm going to lock in Parker Washington. What I'm seeing out of training camp, guys, is he's Trevor Lawrence's go-to guy. I don't know why. I don't know how this transpired, especially with BTJ and Jacoby Myers and Brenton Strange. It just works. So for me, I don't give a shit. Cover up the name and look at the stats. And the stats tell me this is a guy that is going to be a focal point of this offense. So for me, man, I'm locking in Parker Washington in hopes of a ceiling play. Again, I already have Evans as my floor. I want a guy that can be sneaky good, that could also end up providing some stability. Lock in Washington.
Love it, man. Yeah, love it. You got to have some big balls to take Parker Washington. Yeah, I mean, most guys don't even know who Parker Washington is. Yep. You know, I think we called him Peter Washington in the last mock draft. So.
Peter Potter.
All right, now where are you going here, man? We got a couple picks left.
Easy peasy, guys. I'm going to go back to the well at receiver again because of exactly what I said. I want to add, and there's one guy here. Absolutely, he should be moving up the ADP board even more than what he is. He's the number 2 receiver, dare in his eyes, number 1 receiver on the Commanders. Mm-hmm. I'm going Stephon Diggs. Talk about the damn ceiling play that you need. This is it. So this then rounds out that receiver room for me in a really positive fashion.
As soon as I saw Diggs on there, I laughed because I knew you were going to do it, Frankie. Yep. Yeah. And that's a great pick. And he will start climbing the boards, guys. Definitely. He's not going to be in, what is this, round 8, 9? He's not going to be a round 9 pick moving forward. So I could see him creeping up into 6 and 7 at some point here. I was absolutely going to jump on Stephon Diggs as well. So great pick. Looking at receiver here, I want more receiver depth. I have 4 good running backs that are workhorse guys. I feel great about that. I need more receiver depth because, again, Alec Pierce, right now he's on the pup. You know, I don't see that he's not going to play early on in the season, but I need to have a couple of guys here that I can choose from. What I'm looking at, and we talked about this before, Frank, I want a piece of this Green Bay offense. These 2 Green Bay receivers are going so late in the drafts when we're talking about Jaden Reed and Matthew Golden. You and I had kind of a back and forth about which one and all of that. At this point, Frank, I'm going to take the opposite guy now. I'm going to take Jaden Reed here just to solidify some good depth. I feel good about starting Jaden Reed in my flex in week 1 even, so I have no problem there. Looking through then, it gets pretty thin here, guys, not going to lie. Running backs, yeah, it's rough here. You got Kenny Gainwell, Aaron Jones. You still got a starter with Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt sitting out there, you know, in the Washington team. He's still sitting there as well. Jordan Mason, like I talked about, great end of the draft pick for you. Starting running back on a team that's run first and play good defense, you know. So we do have some running backs here, but I need the depth with my own construction of my team. I have to have more receiving options here. I think what I'm going to do here is actually take a chance. Josh Downs. I don't normally do this. I don't
like it.
Hardly ever like grabbing 2 receivers on the same team. But this seems like an interesting situation to do that with. This is for depth. So if something, because I'm nervous about Alec Pierce, maybe he doesn't start the season. If he doesn't, the amount of targets that can go to Josh Downs at that point will be absolutely ridiculous. Yeah. It could be even a situation to where if both of these guys are healthy and both on the field, I think people are sleeping on Josh Downs. Josh Downs could end up being the sneaky play here on this Indianapolis Colts team. If that's the case, I can trade Alec Pierce, get another running back piece, or get a lateral move with receiver just to spread out, have a little bit more diversity on my team. I don't normally do this, but I think in this situation, I just talked myself into it. I'm going to go Josh Downs. All right, Frank, then we had Gainwell and Purdy. You're back on the clock here. Where are you going?
So, guys, I'm going to look to running back here. And there is one guy, so again, my running backs, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, Ramondre Stevenson. I just want to add one more piece to really round this out. And for me, man, I'm looking at Aaron Jones, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. You got Brian Robinson, Zach Charbonnet, Rachaad White. I actually love Rachaad White. But here's the deal. I'm stuck between two. And I'm really stuck between Jordan Mason and Jonathan Brooks. Because here's the thing. Jordan Mason is going to be starter. He's going to split time with Aaron Jones. But Jonathan Brooks is a guy that, for whatever reason, I keep coming back to day in and day out because of the opportunity. So for me, I'm going to take a flyer and I'm going to actually go Jonathan Brooks. Because if he looks as good and as twitchy as what they say, he's going to absolutely take over for that of Chuba. We saw Rico Dowdle beat out Chuba quite handedly. Now you have a guy that's even younger, faster, stronger, better than that. And that's going to be Jonathan Brooks. So for me, as my running back 4, why not? Take a shot. If worse comes to worse, goes on IR, you drop him, and you have your opportunity to get a Kamara or somebody like that that's in the whims, that's not even drafted, and you can pick him up at that point in time.
I love what you did there, and the reasoning was perfect. And let me just kind of describe exactly why I like Jonathan Brooks over who are we going to take over him?
Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason, yeah. Who I said I think is a steal at this point in the draft. But here's the thing, you don't need Jordan Mason.
Right.
You started your draft top heavy with running back. You've got Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley. You're never going to start Jordan Mason. Maybe on a bye week, maybe if one of those guys gets hurt. So why not, instead of taking the safe pick with Jordan Mason, take the ceiling play, man? Jonathan Brooks, what if he ends up becoming a top 15, top 10 guy this year? The talent-wise, that is in the realm of possibility. It is a non-zero chance that he has, a top 10 performance this year. So why not get that lottery ticket? If it doesn't work out and you need depth, you can always go get that depth at this point. Great pick there. I love it, man. All right, last pick. Where are you going? Which tight end are you going to take here, Frank?
And guys, that's literally what it is. For me, I'm going to look. There's a dart throw here. I'm streaming at this point. I want to be crystal clear. I was hoping Isaiah Likely would have came back. For me, then it's a teardrop. So I'm looking at Kenyon Sadiq, Juwan Johnson, Dalton Schultz, Hawkinson. For me, it's pretty easy. I'm going to lock in Schultz. What we've seen is he's been a great outlet for that of CJ Stroud for the Texans. Had a career year last year. Look, he's looking to build off of it. Whether he does or not, it doesn't freaking matter, guys, because this is a streaming option. I went heavy in the front. I punted on tight end. I wanted to show you what this looked like. So therefore, now when we're looking to stream, guys, there is a ton of good options. You have Turd Ferguson, AJ Barner, Chig, Hawkinson, Juwan Johnson, Sadiq, Cade Otton. So my point is, if it doesn't work out, drop his ass, pick up your guy, and continue to move forward.
I absolutely love that, man. Yeah, I'm completely with you on that. Now, as I'm looking through the tight ends here, because that's my last pick as well. Listen, when you're at this point, just like Frank said, we're streaming. Okay, sure. I'm not drafting this guy, who's the 133rd pick off the board as to set it and forget it all season long. I know that. I know what I'm getting myself into. So now what I want to look at is who's got a really good matchup in week 1. That's kind of what I'm looking at this point since I'm going to be streaming. Top of the board is Kenyon Sadiq, but he may not even see the field in week 1. So we're not sure. I can't do that. I don't have the luxury of doing that. Now, when I look at Juwan Johnson is playing at Detroit in week 1. It's going to be indoors. They're not favored in this game. They're going to be down big time, which means they're going to be throwing the ball. Juwan Johnson's cut. He's got an opportunity. We've seen him. He's not a new face in a new place. We've seen him do very, very well at tight end for this team.
102 targets last year.
Exactly. I'm a believer in Shug. I just think that he could take a step forward. They've got some other good receiving options. This game could be a shootout. It absolutely could be exciting. So I'm going to put Juwan Johnson on there just based on the week 1 matchup. Detroit historically has been pretty bad against the tight end. They're going to have to throw the ball to keep up with, the Detroit offense. So that's where we're going to go here. All right, Frank. So why don't you break your team down a little bit here?
Let's check it out.
give us an idea how you feel about it. What would you maybe do differently, if anything?
Yeah. So, guys, looking at the team from a running back perspective, right? Really solid, stable. I got Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley, set it and forget it. Then you got Ramondre Stevenson and a potential high ceiling play with Jonathan Brooks. From a receiver perspective, I got some really good guys, and it's a really well-rounded receiver group from Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Mike Evans. Then you also have Parker Washington and Stephon Diggs. You can plug in Stephon Diggs over Evans if I need to. Shit, if Garrett Wilson gets hurt and I still have those other two guys, you have one in a possession receiver with Parker Washington and Stephon Diggs, who, again, had another 1,000-yard year last year. So for me, and then you look at, Joe Burrow, love that pick in round, what was that, 6? And then obviously punted on tight end. So for me, man, looking at some of the things that maybe I would have done differently or, really looked at, it's for me, it's kind of the Garrett Wilson pick. Like I keep going back to that because honestly, in a real draft here, I'm actually going to take the value and I'm going to go Kyron Williams because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trade bait like a mother, like, right? Like to get him off or to at least have a stable. And then I'm just going to go absolutely ham. But what that would do then after looking at this is that doesn't mean I go Burrow there. So it's a catch-22, but in reality, I might actually go Kyron Williams over Garrett Wilson and then come back if Garrett Wilson's still there and maybe grab him or at least stay with Zay. But other than that, man, I actually thought this was really well-rounded. I thought it showed you guys, the audience, the viewers, the listeners, what it looks like if you do go running back, and get your two stable, and how can I actually build out a viable team from that point?
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I when you do go two running backs like that, how are your receivers going to look? That's
Right.
the real question, because when you're missing out on a round 2 running or, round 1, round 2 receiver,
Yeah.
it doesn't make you feel real good, for sure. I love what you did there, though, with Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, and then Mike Evans, Parker Washington, Stephon Diggs as options for your
I think
flex.
Diggs
I love
is
it.
the big one. Diggs
I
is
do
the
too.
big one.
I do
Because,
too.
guys, Parker Washington, let's be honest, it's very risky. Don't draft if you're not
Oh,
willing
yeah.
to stomach it. But Stephon Diggs is the perfect, it's like the gel for that receiver room. He's the great bridge, the liaison between the fall off of Mike Evans to Parker Washington. So that's the ticket there. That's what made this feel so successful.
Yeah. You know what else you could have done is punted on Joe Burrow there. I mean, he fell to you.
Totally.
I would have taken him too.
Right.
I mean, that's just, why not have a separator at quarterback right there? But you could have waited maybe 2 rounds and got Dak.
Totally.
You could have looked at
then
even
went
a Trevor
Ferguson.
Lawrence or, a Jordan Love to try to get a stack.
Yeah.
You could have done something like that and then grabbed another receiver there. You wouldn't have had to worry about Parker Washington. So, just look at that stuff too, guys. I would have taken Burrow there, but you could have waited maybe 2 rounds and gotten a little more talent. So it's just stuff to look at. Yeah, I'm with you. I think you did a great job of putting together a really nice receiver room after going so heavy at running backs. All right, so I kind of went, take a look at my team here. I've got Jalen Hurts as the quarterback. Also looking at Devon Achane, Travis Achane Jr., DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins at running backs. Love my running backs. I didn't get the major pop and sizzle being at the back end. You're not going to have that. I mean, so just get yourself ready.
Yeah,
you're not going to have
sure.
Bijan or CMC or JT if you're in the back of that draft. The running backs I did put together, because there are 4 of them, I like it. They're all 4 starters. They're all 4 on teams that will score a lot of points. I do like that. Receivers, I'm really digging this. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith. Getting the old tandem back together, even though they're not on the same team anymore. I like that. But I love those guys. I think that's going to be such a solid volume foundation that it's going to be wonderful. What I am nervous about is my flex. Definitely. I'm an active owner. I'm going to play the waiver wire a lot. I'm going to make trades. I'm going to look to improve my flex at some point. Hopefully one of these guys pops off. But at the flex, I'm looking at Alec Pierce or Josh Downs. Again, I'm wasting one of those picks because only one of those guys are going to hit for me, and I'm going to move on with the other one. And a Jaden Reed, which is, I think there's upside there, but it's
Big
definitely
time.
risky. It's definitely a risky pick.
And I definitely think there's upside with Jaden Reed. Guys, I mean, the massive value, number one. Number two, they didn't pay the guy if he wasn't going to get out there and show out, right? 3 years,
Exactly.
$60+ million. Like, so for me, and John, when you look at, okay, let's hypothetically say your draft, if we're looking at it objectively, and you're like, hey, I'm nervous about my flex. But the reality is, the way the chips and cards kind of fell to you, I necessarily wouldn't have changed anything.
Yeah.
Like, meaning, like, the Hurts pick there, because again, guys, you got to remember on the 12 spot, it's back to back. You don't have the liberty of like waiting a minute. So for me, man, you had to reach a little bit for DeAndre Swift because you needed that backing. And actually, I think it worked well. And then I think the pick that actually put your team to gel together to overcompensate for maybe the fear of the flex, which I actually think you nailed it because you did get Josh Downs and Alec Pierce if you wanted to go that route, is you got Jalen Hurts because now you double dipped with the stack.
Mm-hmm.
And so because of that, now you have a little bit more wiggle room because if Devontae Smith is doing well, that means Jalen Hurts is doing well.
Exactly.
So for me, man, I think it was great. Again, I agree with you. It sucks. I hate drafting at 12. It's not optimal.
It's rough. Yeah,
it's
it is rough.
because you have to reach. That's what people don't understand. There's a 1 or 2 rounds in your draft you will have to reach because you need to get your guy. Now, the only call out that I could see that could have happened is, do you go, like, how would your team have looked if you said screw Achane and you went AJ Brown, Drake London, and then you went Achane for ETN, right? And then you went, right, whoever. But as I'm evaluating this, running backs went so heavy that it wouldn't have netted out to benefiting you regardless because you still have to go receiver at Devontae Smith. So for me, man, I think after really analyzing this, I see where the fear is for sure at the flex spot. But with you being an active owner, Jaden Reed having opportunity, you get him at a value, plus you double dipped in the Colts offense and you got a stack with Hurts. I think this is a really strong team that has a lot of trade opportunity associated with it. So, dude, look, it sucks drafting from 12. I'll be the first to admit it, but I think you did a really great job in a well-rounded team.
I would be careful of grabbing 2 running backs or 2 receivers on that turn if you're at 12. I'd be careful because normally I used to love that. There were years where I'm like, oh, if I'm in the back, I'm going receiver, let's fucking go. But I don't know that this is the year to do that. And it's because of the major drop-off in tiers at running back. If I didn't have Devon Achane on my team, I think I would have been not clearly as happy with it. Yeah. You can still put together, like you said, I've got Achane Jr., Swift, Dobbins. I could have pieced some things together. I maybe wouldn't have gotten, I would have gotten more running backs in there to make me feel better. But I just think having that pop and sizzle of Achane, that opportunity to get 100 targets out of the backfield, 85 targets out of the backfield, it's just too big. I had to do that. But
John, would this have changed if it was a half PPR league, just for the viewers and listeners? Does it change the first Devon Achane pick? Does that shift anything for you, or is it surefire? No, that's the guy, no matter if it's half PPR or full PPR.
It's pretty much the guy. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty much the guy.
Yeah.
Because
curious.
even, Genty, Chase Brown, Barkley, it doesn't really matter necessarily for those guys either. I mean, Achane, it's a tier for me. If Achane wasn't available, maybe I had gone receiver there instead. I don't know. But, I wasn't going to feel great about Genty there. I wasn't going to feel good about, anchoring my team on Barkley either. So, yeah, I think maybe the PPR did make a little difference just because it was Achane. Those other 3 behind him, it would not have made a difference at all to me.
And guys, Devon Achane, back-to-back years, top 5 running backs in full PPR. So, I mean, wow, to get him to anchor it, I mean, I'm on board.
Yeah. Made me nervous, though. I'm not going to lie. I did not love how the team was developing, and you got to work kind of hard on that back end, guys. So, hey, we'll do more mocks on this to be able to give everybody some more ideas. But, yeah, mock draft that 12 spot, guys. It is difficult. Absolutely. All right, Frank, what do we have coming up, baby?
Guys, we're going to be dropping a couple more mocks, and get ready. We're continuing the beautiful series of new faces, new places. That means we're hitting 2 receiver episodes, a running back episode to get you in tune with what the hell's going on at camp and how are these guys going to affect your drafts moving forward.
I love it. All right, guys, stay on us. We're going to be there all season long on social media at Frankly Fantasy Football, so make sure you get in there. Love the plume shirt, baby. Let's go. Gotta rock it. Let's go. May the fantasy gods smile upon you. Bye.